Checking connection. We're live on Instagram, live on Facebook. My name is Rick Noda. I'm the founder here at T3 Body, where we tighten, tone, and transition. Today, you guys, is an awesome week. We're at the end week here of our we've basically put everybody here at T3 Body. We asked them to tighten up a little bit of their diets. So there's nourishment and nutrition. Everybody for the last 30 days is in nutrition mode. And I've talked to you guys about having individuals who've lost up to 21 pounds, other individuals who've lost up to 7 pounds. And I'm telling you, you guys, everybody is getting to like the point where they're saying, I'm not going to stop this momentum. I'm going to keep my actual good habits going. I'm not going to increase the dairy. I'm not going to put wheat back in the diet because I've already done it for 25 days. And that's part of like literally a habit or something that really where our motivation inspired that person to be better. But you guys, it's been a long path. And as we're getting into April here, we're going to start to get a little bit more structured. Things that I've discussed a little bit more are going to get a little bit more detailed. And you've got to understand where we've come from before you can actually see and really appreciate where we're at right now. You guys, when I started my fitness journey, you've heard the story about my mentor, Linda Noda. It really began when I was a little kid, and I suffered from ADHD, and I was super hyper. Remember, in the 70s, there's not a lot of information about that. So my mom went to the library, used a Dewey Decimal System, and looked up books. And yes, and as she looked up those books, you guys, it said that the two best things for anyone that suffers from ADHD is, one, we'll look at their nutrition, the food that they put in their mouth, and B is exercises. Now, thankfully that my mother had the courage and really, what I would say the strength to keep that diet for me. In my home, we never drank sodas. We never had during Halloween a lot of candy and stuff. Because if you want to see someone get railed up or really get going, hand me a bunch of candy and a bunch of Coca-Cola, and I'm bouncing off the walls, all right? That's literally the same effect cocaine has on a normal person. But so through that, I experimented, you guys, with exercise throughout my career. So in high school, of course, I played sports. I played basketball. I played football. I ran track. I was very athletic. When I went to the gym, I went into the gym. And I pounded the gym. In some of my other videos, you guys, we joked around about me being a butterface. You remember that, Esteban? So you remember us talking about that. Because in high school, you guys, I looked pretty much like I do right now. When I mean height and weight-wise, I was a little bit lighter then, but I wore big Coke bottle glasses. My teeth were all crooked, and I had some bad hair. See what happens? You make a little money, fix that up. So you guys, so what I was able to do is, after I went through high school and I experienced every fitness ever, I joined the Marine Corps. And during the Marine Corps, you guys, is when I decided to take my fitness then to the next level. I was introduced to a lot of mentors throughout the way. I actually meet a guy whose last name is Noda. His name is Francisco Noda, and he was a professional bodybuilder in Puerto Rico. And there was somehow or another, we knew we were related. He's Puerto Rican, Cuban, and me, somehow or another. And we did find that one of my cousins, Maritza, who's in Puerto Rico, who is a distant cousin, knows yada, yada, yada. But as he mentors me, we're sitting there mentoring me how to squat. You guys, because during that time, I actually injured my back in 1991 while I was in the Marine Corps. For the next 3.5 years, I literally kept training and kept perpetuating bad habits because when I hurt my back, I just kept doing workarounds, and just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Now, when I mean we tried everything, I've tried every Roman deadlift. We literally took the Arnold Schwarzenegger Bible. And Esteban may find it. It is the professional bodybuilder's manual, and I think it's about 100 pages. And we went page by page, you guys, and did every exercise that was in that book. From that point, I decided to go and become an endurance athlete, and I decided to do a half Ironman, and things like that. And you guys, I suck horribly at it because I'd never had done it. I then buy the best coaching out there. I go to Robbie Ventura during the time. I paid outlandish amounts of money to do this. Robbie, for those you don't know, looked at me and said, "You're too fat." And you guys, I was 240 pounds. He goes, you got to come. It was right around November. He goes, come back at the beginning of the year and I'll train you if you get under 200. I came back at 185. And I was ready to go, let's rock, Butto. Let's do it. Let's do what we got to do. So as we sat there, I then learned from one of the experts about endurance coaching, Robbie Ventura, Joe Friel, Andy Coggin. So you guys, you see my progression in fitness, right? I started when I was a little kid. I played at the park, and as I have gone through, now at 48 years old, with almost 25 years of fitness experience, I have really put together that T3 body system where it tightens, tones, and transitions. But you guys, trust me when I tell you, if you're looking to do salsa, been there, done that, and I put it in my workout. If you're a b-boy dancer and you're like me from Chicago and you want to do that, guess what? Been there, done that, in a good way. Because what I do is I'm willing to take the risk to look stupid in a Pilates class and a step on. When you're one dude in front of all these girls, and it's okay when you kind of doing Pilates and you go, pfft, and that's happened, real story. I farted in a Pilates class in full of hot chicks, and none of them were my wife, and everybody was like, oh my God, what are you doing? And I'm like, I hope it doesn't smell. When I go to yoga classes and things like that, I've done that. That, you guys, is called the art of coaching. The art of coaching is what the T3 body experience is. It's a culture. It's a community. It's accountability. It's fun. It's built off of my 25, 26, 28 years, wherever you want to count it. Do you want to count me when I was a little kid, or do you want to count me from my day I was done with the Marine Corps, when I done with my enlistment? Whichever way that I throw out there my experience, I'm going to tighten up, first off, biologically, your body. Second part, we're going to tone up your mind. By toning up your mind, we change the mindset psychologically with that, and emotionally, or I like to say spiritually, we do that. And the first and the last part of that T3 program is that we transition it. We transition it so that it helps with your social stresses throughout life. It helps you manage those things. Now, what's kind of cool is that during the month of April, you're going to see us start to break that down. I'm going to start to show Dr. Amen's teachings and show really why, as a non-for-profit that suffers for veteran illness and mental illness, what I use to underwrite this practice and the amount of care for our community, our accountability, and how I make it fun, you guys. So when I say our motivation inspires you to be better, always try to do the 7 Ps. Now, I'm going to say it to you guys just nice and simple and slow. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Now, we train smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic targets, and we allow for our community to hold us accountable, because the fun starts when you don't even think what you're doing is even working out or even training. It's just part of your T3 lifestyle. So Esteban, this week, I think it's 21 pounds for you. 21 pounds. He's got 5 or 6 days, you guys, to get to the 30. And before I let you guys go, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not that type of company that's going to say, oh, man, you missed it. All right. He's at 21 pounds right now. His motivation made him better. That's it. If he would have lost 1 pound in 30 days, he would have still been better, because it takes grit to decide to go on a diet. And out of 48 clients, I only had 7 have the stones to do it, or to have the grit to do it. So when I say our motivation inspires you to be better, I'm walking off set. Rick Noda, founder at T3 Body, where we tighten, tone, and transition. If you're looking to get a hold of me via email, go to info@t3bodyencinitas.com. That's info@t3bodyencinitas.com. Follow me on Instagram at T3Body, or YouTube. We're looking for subscribers at T3Body. Now, our Facebook, right now, we're working on it. It's at CaliFitWKO, but stay tuned for that Facebook to match that T3 Body, where our motivation inspires you to be better.